A new study has revealed a shocking and unsettling truth about the daily snacks many of us enjoy. Regular consumption of ultra-processed foods, UPFs, may be silently rewiring our brains, contributing to unhealthy eating patterns that can be hard to break. While it's already well established that consuming ultra-processed foods leads to weight gain, obesity, and poor metabolic health, this research highlights a more insidious effect: the way these foods influence our brain's mechanisms for regulating food intake. The findings are concerning, suggesting that these foods don't just contribute to overeating. They might be fundamentally altering how our brain perceives hunger, satiety, and reward. The study, which analyzed data from 33,000 participants who had completed dietary surveys and undergone brain scans, is eye-opening in its scope and implications. Participants recorded their dietary intake, detailing what they ate over multiple 24-hour periods, and researchers calculated how much of their total calorie consumption came from ultra-processed foods. The results were stark. Half of the total calories consumed by participants were derived from ultra-processed foods, which are often high in sugar, unhealthy fats, and additives that are designed to be hyperpalatable, encouraging overeating. This type of diet has long been linked to an array of negative health outcomes, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, but the study underscores that the effects might go beyond just physical health, extending to cognitive and neural processes as well. In addition to measuring traditional health markers such as body mass index, BMI, waist-to-hip ratio, cholesterol levels, blood sugar control, and inflammation, the researchers also examined the structural changes in the brain associated with the consumption of ultra-processed foods. What they found was deeply troubling. Participants who consumed higher amounts of UPFs not only exhibited increased body fat and poor metabolic health, but also showed significant changes in brain structure, particularly in areas associated with appetite control, food intake regulation, and reward processing. These changes suggest that the brain's ability to moderate food consumption may become impaired, further reinforcing the cycle of overeating and poor dietary choices. The most concerning aspect of the study is how UPFs may be influencing the brain's reward system. The consumption of these foods, which are often designed to be intensely satisfying, may cause alterations in brain regions that regulate hunger and pleasure. According to Philip Morris, a research associate at the Montreal Neurological Institute, the brain structures most affected by UPF consumption are precisely those that govern appetite and reward, systems that are critical for maintaining a healthy balance in food intake. When these areas are disrupted, the brain becomes more primed to seek out and crave these foods, leading to a vicious cycle of overeating. Essentially, the very foods that are wreaking havoc on our physical health are also hijacking the neural pathways that are meant to control our eating behaviors. What makes this particularly troubling is the subtlety of these changes. The rewiring of the brain doesn't happen overnight, and the effects may not be immediately apparent. People may not realize that their increasing cravings for ultra-processed foods are a result of these brain changes, nor will they necessarily connect their difficulty in moderating portion sizes or resisting unhealthy snacks to the long-term influence of a diet high in UPFs. This can make it harder to break free from the cycle of overeating, as the brain becomes more conditioned to seek out these foods, which are often more accessible, more affordable, and more heavily marketed than healthier alternatives. Moreover, the study's findings indicate that the impact of ultra-processed foods on the brain might be particularly damaging in the long run. The cumulative effect of years or even decades of consuming these foods could lead to lasting changes in the brain that are difficult to reverse. As the brain becomes more accustomed to these food stimuli, the capacity for self-regulation diminishes, and the ability to make healthier food choices becomes more challenging. For individuals who already struggle with weight management or eating disorders, the influence of ultra-processed foods on brain chemistry may exacerbate these issues, making it harder to make sustainable, healthy lifestyle changes. The health consequences of a diet high in ultra-processed foods extend far beyond the risk of obesity. Chronic inflammation, poor blood sugar control, and imbalanced cholesterol levels are all serious concerns that can lead to a range of other health problems, including heart disease and type 2 diabetes. The fact that the consumption of these foods can also impair brain function adds another layer of urgency to addressing the issue of ultra-processed food consumption in modern diets. While the study does not suggest that ultra-processed foods should be completely avoided or that eating them occasionally will cause significant harm, it does underscore the importance of moderation. It serves as a stark reminder that our daily choices, especially when it comes to snacks and convenience foods, have a profound impact not just on our waistlines but on our brains and overall well-being. The more we consume ultra-processed foods, the more likely we are to set ourselves up for a cycle of overeating and poor health, one that can be increasingly difficult to break as the brain's reward and appetite regulation systems become distorted. In light of these findings, it's crucial to reassess our dietary habits and consider how we might reduce our reliance on ultra-processed foods. While they may offer convenience and satisfy cravings in the short term, the long-term effects on both our physical and mental health are deeply concerning. Opting for whole, minimally processed foods whenever possible could help restore balance to both our bodies and our brains, allowing us to regain control over our food choices and make healthier decisions that benefit us in the long run.